Hey everybody, it's Thomas. It's Blood Bowl time. Pretty good week for me. pretty good week for me. Uh, got an apothecary now. Got a fan factor. Got a level 2 lineman with kick. Things could be better. Like, Demalt could be level 2. Amber of the World could be level 2. I'm okay with this though. This works out. The one bad thing though is IPA Fidelity 8A minus AV. Now with 0 SPP, I don't think I'm going to be keeping this piece. I haven't fired him yet, but I'm probably going to. Realistically, a loner with 8 armor value is going to provide me more benefit than a 0 SPP player with 7 armor value. Just how it is. The big advantage high elf linemen have for the 70k more is that they're tougher. Otherwise, it's just a waste of the 10k more. So, yeah, it's a little unfortunate, but I'm probably going to be firing this piece pretty soon. I can deal with a loner for a while, honestly. Stick him on the line, have him mark things. This is okay. This is actually probably an ideal outcome in a lot of ways. Hopefully it doesn't bite me in the butt later, but we'll see what happens. If you haven't watched the game yet, it'll be up here. Pretty good game for me, honestly. I think the first half, turn 1 blitz, put a lot of pressure on me, so I had to score quickly. Greyduck managed to score on turn 7, I want to say, and then I just didn't have enough stuff to do anything. A kind of fortunate pitch invasion left most of my people on the ground, which was kind of convenient, and then I was just able to defend better, get the ball away, throw it in. Did manage to get a kill. So all last season, nothing. This season, the Skull Gods gave it to me right away. So that's cool. Walked with 60k, which is why I was able to afford the Apothecary and have 10k left over, which is good. Means I'll be getting better stuff sooner. I'm just saving up for catchers at this point. Doesn't mean I will buy a catcher immediately, but that's what I'm saving money for at this point. So yeah, good news there. Greyduck, on the other hand, slightly less good. Overall, I walked away with 15 SPP. Or, not 15. 15 SPP. Greyduck walking away with 10. So let's get... No, I can't have 15. Is that right? Let's do the math again. One casualty. Yeah, it's even. So, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, 15. Alright, I'm just crazy. So 10 SPP for her. I guess she missed the touchdown. Yeah, that's 5. Okay. Sorry. It's late. Math is a challenge. 10 is not great for an elf team. It's not bad, but no passing, no nothing. My dice overall, just a little bit better. Let's take a quick look at her team. Yes, there's the big gaping hole where a lineman used to be. Realistically, we both cost each other a piece of the same amount, so realistically we have got the same thing going forward. She rolled 50k, so just enough barely for the Apothecary, which is good. Decent SPP spread, obviously. Like me, she'd like her blitzers to be level 2, but it's okay. Kind of an unfortunate position for the MVP to go to. That said, this lineman is pretty close to being level 2, just a pass, which is easy to do. So yeah, pretty good. Onward and upward. So this matchup just happened here. This is Jessup versus Zach matchup. I haven't watched it yet. I think I just got an email with a replay based on the noise my phone just made, but I'll probably end up doing a replay cast of this at some point soon. Soon? Question mark? Tomorrow? I don't know. Sometime soon. But it looks like Superior Wood Elf Speed just did the job here. 3 passes, casualty, bunch of KOs, 2 touchdowns MVP. Looks like Zach's armor value was not very cooperative. That said, 7 KOs sustained by Jessup. I wonder... 6 KOs, 7 KOs, no failed tackles. Must have been like a failed GFI or a rock or surf or any number of things. It looks like just Zach's armor didn't stand up very well. So hooray, no ward answers for fun, I guess. So just walks away with quite a bit of SPP here. Total 5, 10, 16. So beats me by 1 on the SVP total. So congratulations to him. I think that's our highest SVP of the week. We'll see. 40K, not that good. He should buy the Apothecary. He's got enough for it. That's what should happen. Apothecary. Do this. And like I said, this really slows down his board answer. No level 2 piece, which is a little unfortunate. But did pass the lineman, which is good. No real complaints. Looks like the thrower did the injuries. No, got a touchdown and a pass. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, Tree didn't do much of anything, it seems. Got a KO. Okay, that's pretty good. Still, this should be a ward answer. Whatever. I'm happy it's not a ward answer. Let's take a look at Zach's squad. If I didn't mention it specifically, only 5 SPP, so not a lot. 40K as well. Looks like he did do the change around to get 2 rerolls instead, which is good. So team value 1000, that's pretty good. But in terms of team development with the SP go, on alignment, that's okay, I guess, but it's not what you want. I guess dirty player sooner, not a bad thing. Yeah, I'm guessing just these pieces just couldn't get the job done and got knocked out, which is unfortunate, but these things happen. The crushing part is he's 10k away from the Apothecary, which he desperately wants going into next week, but sometimes it is not to be, and that's a little unfortunate. Just, this team is so fragile that you want, all the survivability you can get. Apothecary adds a lot to that. Missing that for next week is going to be a problem. Onward up, where this matchup also happened tonight, so I haven't had a chance to watch this yet. From understand, it was interesting. Mark walks away with 80k because Mark just gets tons of money apparently. Really good week for Mark though. 2 casualties, 2 touchdowns, MVP, 15 for him as well. Excellent. Andrew walking away with a little bit less here with just the touchdown, MVP, a couple KOs, so it's not all bad, but it wasn't great. 1 casualty sustained for Mark. Must have been a failed... Well, could have been a tackle or a GFI at that point. We'll watch and find out, I guess. In terms of CP, things went pretty well here. Looks like both touchdowns on a white. Yep, Otto walked away with both touchdowns, and Alberto got the MVP, so pretty good. Both these pieces really close to level 2. Well, this one is level 2, but Alberto here really close to level 2 as well. Just an injury or a saucy throw, or more likely a touchdown away from that happening. This is good though. Got guard here. I like this. Arguments could be made for a lot of other skills like Mighty Blow, but guard is the much safer thing for this team. With how not strong Mark is compared to everybody else, or at least all the other hitting teams, I think guard is good. And guard is never a bad skill to have. It's one of those things where you always want as much as you possibly can. Just when you take it is always the debate. Next, tackler, Mighty Blow, probably what I would look towards, but hey, lots of flexibilities on the whites. Flesh columns each got an injury here, it looks like, which is pretty good. Yeah, Oscar and Mayer both walking away with an injury, so that's good. Flesh columns slowly but surely creeping up. I mean, this is where you want the SPP. Werewolves would have been nice too, but this is where you want the SPP. So, works out pretty well for Mark. Zombies probably did their business. Well, I'll watch the matchup and have more information for you. Obviously, it's still up here, so you can take a look. Andrew's team walked with just the 8. Touchdown went to the Pester, which is to be expected, and then MVP went to Gary 41. Not great, but it is what it is. No injuries is kind of the frustrating part for Andrew. How many KOs? 2 KOs, so yeah, being 1 or 2 off from getting SVP is really frustrating. Walked away with 40k, which is okay. Can't realistically buy the Warrior week 2 anyway, but still, it'd be nice if this was like 50 or 60, because then you have a better chance of getting it for week 3. Still not possible. He has to roll a 6 and win, or get fame and roll high. I mean, it's not impossible for him to get the Warrior for week 3, but more likely week 4 is probably when we're expecting to see Warrior number 4, which is what I would look towards. Hiring the Pesters are really good, but they'll skill up quickly. Nurgle Warriors are what you want more of, because they are good, they are stinky, and they are hard to hit. So that's what I would recommend. From what Mark was saying, he had some problems with the Beast. I'm not sure what happened exactly, but learning how to use the Beast is hard. The Beast is really good, but managing really stupid takes some changes to get used to. I think Andrew's pretty much had wild animals throughout the whole time. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, he played Corn. Chaos. Yeah, he hasn't had a non-wild animal piece, so it takes some adjusting to. We'll watch the match and find out. In this match, Human versus Orc, a tie game. A weird one. Orville also added to the skull pile. This match up, Orville was squirrely. Chris had some problems first half. Orville got the ball away. Then Chris got the ball away from him. I think Orville maybe could have played a little safer, but second half, the removal started to kick in for KOs. But yeah, not a bad week for Orville. 2 casualties, touchdown, and MVP. It's only 10 SPP, but it's okay. Chris walking away with a little bit less. Well, wait, that's not 10. That's 12. You can do math. Chris walks away with 10, though, which is not great for an Orc team either, but hey, these are okay week 1 numbers. Obviously, both want more. Reroll management was definitely an issue. Both teams ran out of rerolls pretty quickly, but hey, they have 2. These things are expected. Orville, of course, cannot roll to save his life still, apparently. Walks away with 30k. The good news is he can still buy his Apothecary, which he should do. Human team is fast, but it is breakable. And if your Ogre goes down, that is sad times. So, buy the Apothecary. It's not really a debate. SVP went to some kind of stupid stuff. Cringer and Brain got MVP and an injury. Panther, though, killed the Goblin, which is good. Oh, spoiler, he kills the Goblin. So that's good. More SPP than Blish is good. The catcher ended up getting the touchdown here, which is not ideal, but he didn't really have any better options at the time, so better to get the tying run with the catcher than not. But still, obviously the blitzers are the ones he'd rather be scoring touchdowns with, but sometimes you don't get the choice. So not a terrible week for Orville, all things considered. No injuries, really, so hey, call it an A. Chris, poor Goblin. Didn't even make it through the first week. It's pretty unfortunate. Chris walked away with 60k, which is just fine. Little sad, I guess. If he had rolled 10k more, he would have been able to buy, the Goblin and the Apothecary. But odds are probably better to just hold off on replacing the Goblin. Kind of debating what to do for Chris here. Orc linemen are very good. They don't add a lot to team value. I mean, that's definitely a proposition to just ride the loner until you can buy reroll number 3, which is kind of what I would look to do. Buy the Apothecary, obviously. Everybody should be buying the Apothecary if they can afford it. But after that, he'll have 30k left, so guess week 4 he could have reroll number 3. I don't know. It kind of depends on how impatient Chris is. Could easily see you hiring the Goblin instead sooner rather than reroll number 3. It kind of depends on how comfortable he gets with the rerolls. It kind of depends on if the Black Orcs are better behaved. The Black Orcs were very poorly behaved this week. The Troll actually almost ate a missed next game, but luckily Regeneration saved his butt, so that's good. But yeah, not great. That said, these points went in good places. Blister got the touchdown. MVP went to Garrosh. Although you could make the argument that you'd rather have your MVP go to your Black Orcs since they can't really score very well. Debatable, I guess. Troll with the injury, though, so pretty good there as well. So honestly, aside from people that lost players, not a bad week. So like me, Greyduck, Chris. Otherwise, not a bad week for anybody. My predictions, I think I got about half of these games right. Maybe? That sounds right. We'll say I got half right. Cool. Let's take a look at next week. We've got well, it should be interesting. 2 of our fast-hitting teams going up against each other. We've got Necro versus Norse. Team value-wise, I'm not sure what Mark is going to do. I should have talked about this when I looked at his team in the first place, but he could hire a ghoul. I don't know if he's going to want to do that anytime soon, though. You really want to get SPP on these guys, and I wouldn't fault him for just saving for real number 3, especially because he's really close with that 80k. If he rolls average, right? If he rolls a 4, or a 3, depending if he wins or not, he'll have reroll number 3, which would improve this team a lot. That's kind of what I would lean towards. The ghouls are good, but you really want everybody else to get up to like level 2 or 3 so they can protect them first. So something to consider there. We'll see what happens. So assuming he doesn't hire anybody, reasonable choice. I don't think anybody will get anything. Yeah. So I can't afford the Apothecary, which is very unfortunate. Yeah. I don't know. The abundance of block obviously will help. I don't know. It's really going to be a question of how well behaved everything is. I give the edge to Mark because I think he's a more consistent player, but still, Norse is very scary at this stage of the game, and this is the point where Necro is good, but it's got to rely a lot on a lot of fun things. Werewolves having Claw doesn't mean anything in this matchup, really. I mean, it might help hit the enemy werewolves or the Yeti, but likely not. Flesh columns can get messed up by Yetis. The whites don't really offer a lot, aside from the swimming guard, so we'll see. It's certainly possible for Zach to go punch down. Kind of a reversal, actually, from last season when we had an undead-ish team fighting against Mark's Norse, but I'm going to say Mark can pull this win off. He's just, the werewolves are fast enough where I think they'll be able to give him an advantage. We'll see what happens. That's what I'd lean towards. We've got me versus Jessup here. Let's see here. So I'm going to be at 1080 to Jessup's... No, Apothecary already bought. Okay. Did he have that before? I don't know. Maybe he's logged in and doing this while I'm recording. Hello, Jessup. So 1050 to 1080. So nothing to anybody. I think I still have the advantage here. Jessup is definitely faster than I am, and arguably... Well, I mean, I think I still throw a little bit better even with the faster MA, because Safe Throw does let me throw farther more reliably. Tree is a thing, but it's not a thing I worry about because unlike a lot of teams, I can just dodge away from the tree, which is definitely going to happen. And unlike Jessup, I have block and I have kick. And I feel like my elf ball is better than his. So I'm going to say I'm going to win this, but it's definitely going to be a hard matchup. Wood Elves are slippery, and I don't have super ball removal skills yet. But I do have kick, and I do have block. So hopefully I can leverage my better skills for victory. And hopefully my loner doesn't screw me up either. We'll see. Would not be surprised if this becomes a high-scoring shootout match, but we'll see. Necro versus humans, this is going to be a bit of a mess, I think. So no new purchase for Andrew, so still at 1K. Orville, be at 1020, so nothing new, or no money for anybody there. This is tricky, because humans are a fast team, honestly. Lots of... 6 pieces above 6 is a big deal when Nurgle only has 1. And Orville's not really throwing because it's humans. You don't necessarily throw unless you have to. So Stink isn't going to be a big deal. That said, the strength differential is big. So, it's a tough call. Depending on how foul happy Andrew feels like being, which I would trade a Rodder for KOing even a Blitzer. Probably not a bad deal. It'll kind of depend on first possession and removal. Orville can't fight the Nurgle team, but he can outmaneuver it. So we'll see. Beast Nurgle can do a lot of work here. I'm going to lean towards tie. I give it a slight advantage to Andrew just because of the high strength, but Orville also has the advantage of superior skills, and having 4 block pieces to no block pieces is still a big deal, even if you're outforced. So we'll see how it goes. A tie game seems the most likely outcome to me, but I would not be surprised if humans pull it out. They're squirrely. Then we have Dark Elves versus Orcs. Looking at, with the Loner lineman, 1050, assuming Chris buys the Apothecary, versus 1050 with the Loner. So nobody gets anything. This one is tough. Both these coaches have played the team they're going against, although Greg not play against or play with the Troll. So we'll see. Definitely a case where the primary advantage of the Dark Elf here is going to be their superior agility and ball maneuverability and speed. They are faster than this Orc team. But the primary advantage of just superior strength is definitely in Chris's favor. We'll see. If first possession goes to Orcs, might have a lot of beat up Elves, but we'll see. Elf bullshit is real. And Elf Ball is definitely a thing. Gradic is a lot faster with the 5 7MA pieces. Tough call, honestly. Just because the Dark Elves aren't super scary yet. They're scary, they're just not super scary. I'm going to give the advantage to Orcs here. Lots of skills, lots of armor. If any kind of 2-1 grind gets set up at all, which is very likely, Chris will win. So we'll see. A lot of these matchups are pretty close, so we'll see. But I feel pretty confident in saying Chris will win this one. Possible Gradic could prove me wrong, but it'll take a lot of elf magic for that to happen, and a lot of not getting beat up, which not something you can guarantee against an orc team, even a level 1 orc team. So there we go. Quick perusal of the Hall of Fame. This isn't actually that updated, is it? Because we don't have... let's see if we have the scoring here. Yeah, we don't have the Wood Elf team on here, so whatever. We'll skip the Hall of Fame this week. Who cares? So quick recap of my predictions. I think Mark will win. I think that I will win. I think this will be a tie, and I think Chris will win. So left-hand side here, except for the tie. Cool. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next week.